Hello, everyone. Welcome. We have a beautiful little flow to start your day, maybe to end your day. Maybe it's a lunchtime practice for you. Roughly, we're going to say about 20 minutes-ish. And you can start on your back. You need absolutely nothing except for yourself. Make your way down. I'm going to grab a sip of water here. Could have done that before I pressed record. Make your way onto your back. You're in your Shavasana. If you need anything to support you, pillows, cushions, yoga blocks, any sort of prop, please feel free to add those in at any point. Otherwise, we'll start together on our backs, eyes closed, taking that moment of stillness together. Oh, it always feels good to come down and just allow yourself to sink into your mat. And just focus on your breath here for a few rounds. And just notice the energy, notice the breath, notice the physical body. And seeing if your body is holding on to any tension anywhere. For me, it's my hips and my low back. Sometimes bending those knees in and taking the feet wide, allowing the knees to fall inwards can help release that sensation of tightness or anything that might be hanging on there. Just taking another moment or two here, maybe taking that simple scan. Maybe it's for the mind or maybe it's for the body. And just feeling that breath as you expand on your inhale. And that letting go and release sensation on the exhale. Always the best part. Let's do one more breath in together. Take a big inhale. We'll hold that at the top. And then part your lips and sigh it out. So good. From there, let's bend the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a little hug here, taking the hands towards the shins, maybe a rock from right to left. And then from there, we'll lift the head, neck, and shoulders off of the mat, creating our nice tight little ball here. So think of knees tighten as much as you can. Think of lifting chest as much as you can. We're going to take a nice big breath in while we reach the arms overhead and one leg out at a time. So big breath in, reach and extend one leg. Exhale to pull in. Other side, breath in, lengthen. Exhale, draw it in. Two more, breath in, reach. Exhale, pull in. Last one here, inhale, lengthen. Exhale in, we're gonna do one more, both legs. Inhale, both legs, reach the arms. Press the low back and hold for 3, for 2, and for 1. Hug those knees back in, maybe a rock from side to side. Oh, feels so good, warming up that core. We'll plant those feet down. From here, we're going to do 2 movements paired together. Plant your feet about hip distance apart. As you lift your hips, you're going to take your arms by your side. As you lift your hips, you're going to reach the arms up overhead. So lift arms, lift hips, breath in. Exhale to release and lower the arms and hips back down. Do that 3 more times. Breath in, press through the feet, reach the arms overhead. Tucking that tail at the top, exhale to release, going at your own breath pace this morning, or it's morning for me, obviously, this afternoon or this evening, whenever it is for you. Good. Give yourself one more there. Lift the arms overhead, breath in. Now hold there. Keep the hips as they are. If it feels okay to keep the arms overhead, or you can release the arms by your side. Keep squeezing, tucking that tail for 3, for 2, and release that down. So good. Hug those knees into the chest this time, keeping the hands in behind those knees. Rock along that spine a couple of times, all the way up into your boat pose. Option here, you can keep those hands to support for a moment, or you can take heels right down. If you can, reach those arms forward, palms facing in. Take a nice big breath in. Out. On your next breath in, reach the right arm open and back. Exhale to pull it in. Left side. Inhale to reach back. Expand through the chest. Exhale to come back in one more time. Breath in and breath out. Crossing those legs, shifting yourself forward. Whatever it looks like for you to come into your tabletop. Sometimes those transitions can be awkward, not so smooth. Spreading those fingers wide, your choice with the toes, either untucked or tucked, whatever feels better for you. Hips over knees, shoulders over wrists, spreading those fingers wide. Starting with our nice cat and cows here. Breath in, lifting the gaze, lifting that tail. Exhale to round, tucking the tail, puffing up the shoulders. Good. Do that 2 more times on your own breath. Close your eyes here. Notice how things are shifting. Notice the low back and the hips. Maybe it's shoulders for you. Give yourself 1 more full variation here. Breath in. And exhale to round. Okay. From here, we're going to come into our neutral table. Tuck your toes if they're not already there, and then lift the knees about 2 inches off of your mat. So that nice little hover position, keeping that nice braced core. Take a breath in there. Step back to your plank. Lift your hips up and back, down dog. Good. Shift it back forward to plank. So they stretch it down dog. And step it into your hovering table, knees below hips. Take a breath in there. Good. Step it back to plank. Pause. Breath in, hips back, and down dog. 1 more time there. If you need to tap the knees down, shift it forward to plank. You can. Come into your hovering table. Pause and a breath. Step it back to your plank. And then inhale, hips up and back, down dog. So good. Take a moment in your down dog. Oh, that felt good. Warming up the body. Pedal out your dog here. Just bending one leg and then the next. Try to get those hips nice and high. Good. Take another big breath in here. Come high in those toes. Bend your knees to your hands. Take a nice big step forward to the front of your space. Take an inhale to your flat back, hands to shins. We'll repeat that 3 more times. Exhale to fold. Let go on that fold. Maybe it's bending those knees more. Inhale to the flat back. Lengthen. Think of hips back. Crown of head forward. Exhale to fold. 2 more. Breath in, hands to shins. Really warming up those hamstrings, really lengthening through that spine. Last one. Breath in, hands to shins, lengthen. Exhale, release. And this time, circle sweep those arms all the way up to standing. Palms touch. Exhale those hands down to heart center. Take a pause here. So our first time standing in the practice today. Press those palms together. Close your eyes. Take another moment here, thinking of those toes pressing down, think of the energy drawing up those legs. Think of maybe a slight tuck of that tail and maybe a slight tuck of the chin. We want a nice stacked position for the body. And maybe for you, it's setting an intention here. Maybe it's just breathing in some good air, some positive energy. Take 1 more breath. Good. Sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen, flat back. Plant the hands down, step it back to your plank pose. Option to lower the knees to the mat, that's a modified plank, or to stay up on those toes. Take a nice inhale, think of pressing through those hands a little bit harder. And then shift yourself slightly forward, lower down, chaturanga, elbows hug the ribs. Inhale to your upward dog or baby cobra. Exhale it back, downward dog. We're going to do that 2 more times. Come high on the toes right away, and then you just look to the hands. Big step forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hold. Inhale, circle sweep those arms all the way up to standing. This time, drop the arm down to the right. Reach the left, over. Inhale, back through center. Palms touch. Exhale, left arm drops, right reaches over. Oh, that beautiful side bend. Inhale to come up. Exhale, drop the arm, reach. Inhale to come up. Exhale, left. We're going to do 1 more time each side because the lateral feels so good. Pressing through those toes, lengthening here. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale back. Center when you are ready. Exhale, lower and fold over those legs. So good. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands down, step back, plank pose. Remember your option for those knees. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, baby cobra. Exhale it back, downward facing dog. 1 more time here. Come high on those toes. Bend the knees, look forward, big step. Inhale, flat back, hands to shins, lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, circle sweep those arms to standing. This time, interlace those fingers, releasing thumb and index. From there, fix the yoga pants. Maybe for you, it's just lengthening straight up overhead. Maybe it's looking up to the hands, and maybe you can add in a back bend, making sure that the glutes are active here, choosing the option that feels best for you for 3, for 2, and for 1. Release and fold. Exhale. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, plank pose, take that pause, take a breath in here. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, baby cobra. Take it back to your down dog. Sweeping the right leg up first. Inhale. Let's bend through that knee and open that hip. Giving a nice little stretch there. Thinking of high knee, heel back. Good. Take one more breath. Sweeping that leg forward, planting that foot down, lower your back left knee, and tuck those toes. Take a sweep of those arms, coming into a nice low lunge position here. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Planting those hands, fingertips down, tuck your left toes, lift off your back left knee, sweeping the arms up, coming into your high lunge. We're going to do a little flow of the arms here in that high lunge position. Breath in, exhale, cactus. Squeezing the shoulders back and down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, down and back. 2 more. Breath in, reach. Exhale, cactus. Last one here. Breath in, reach. Exhale, cactus. Good. Inhale, reach. Exhale, plant those hands down. Step the right foot back to meet the left. You are in your plank. Option to flow here or option to go to down dog. Taking it into whatever feels good for you. Lowering down, coming back into your down dog when you are ready. Sweeping that left leg high this time and bending that knee. Heel down, knee as high as you can. Breathing here. Enjoying that nice hip stretch. When you are ready, sweep that leg forward and through. Lower the right knee and tuck the right toes. Sweep the arms up and forward into your low lunge. Beautiful work there. Taking one more breath. Take those fingertips down. Tuck the back right toes. Lift off that back right knee. Sweep the arms forward and up. Oh, these yoga pants, not good ones. They're not feeling it for me today. Take a breath in, reach those arms up. You know how you just get one pair that's just not as cozy as the next. You gotta stick to the brands you like. Inhale to come up. Exhale, cactus. Good. 2 more. Breath in, reach. Maybe sinking a little bit lower into that left knee, tracking the right, left toes, not the right. Breath in, last one. Exhale, cactus. Breath in, up. Exhale, plant those hands down, step the left foot back to meet the right in your high plank. Option to go to down dog, option to flow here, chaturanga, up dog, baby cobra, your choice. Take it back to a child's pose here. Okay, just give me a moment, give me a pause, give me a check-in for yourself. Heating up the body a little bit here. And then shift yourself back forward when you are ready. Tabletop, tuck the toes, hips up and back, down dog. Sweep the right leg nice and high. Step it forward. Turn the back left toes now to warrior 1. Breath in right there. Oh, that feels good. Okay. Take those hands down to heart center. Taking that right knee right over those toes. That back left foot's up at 45. Good. Taking another breath in here. Okay. Coming off of the left heel, shifting yourself forward, coming into warrior 3. So we went from warrior 1 to warrior 3. We're going to repeat that. Take a breath in, sweep the arms up, plant the back left foot, warrior 1. Exhale, shift it forward, palms to heart center, warrior 3. Taking your time, focusing on the balance, focusing on the slow, gradual transition. Sweep the arms up on your warrior 1, coming back into your warrior 3. We have 1 more here. Breath in, warrior 1. Turn myself this way. Exhale, hands to heart center, warrior three. Okay, now listen for your transition here. We're gonna open that left hip to transition to half moon. Right fingertips come towards the floor. You could take the left hand towards that hip, opening, flexing through that left foot, or option to take that hand up, challenge yourself by maybe not today, lifting the right fingers off of the floor. If you have a block, great place for that block. Oh dear. Great place for that block. We all fall out of these poses from time to time. Okay, we'll take another breath in here. Okay, listen up, big transition. Bend through that right knee, come into warrior two. I'll give myself enough space. Right foot is forward, bending deep into that right knee. Gaze comes right over that right arm, right fingers, shoulders over those hips, sink a little bit deeper. That right leg should be firing. So good, so good. Take one more breath, tuck that tail, squeeze. Cartwheel those arms towards the floor, pivot on the back left foot. Take a step back with the right foot. You're in your plank. Option to put on down dog or option to flow here. Chaturanga, inhale up dog to baby cobra. Taking it back to your down dog. Breathing in your down dog for three, for two, and for one. Sweep the left leg nice and high. So good. Sweep it forward. Plant the foot. Pivot on the back right toes. Over your one. Breath in to take it up. Exhale those hands to the center. Okay, remember we're coming from the warrior one to warrior three. Someone's outside, so we is having a barking fest. Okay, warrior one, warrior three. Remember we're doing this nice and slow with good control, bending through that knee, sweep the arms up for warrior one. Exhale, hands to heart center, take off warrior three. Good, two more, breath in. Going with that breath, exhale. Taking your time, focusing on that balance. Last one here, warrior one. Warrior one feels so good today. Exhale, warrior three. I think this, I said that was last time. Holding in your warrior three. If you don't have a yoga block, a water bottle can work. Maybe, maybe not. Coming into your half moon. Okay, we rotate those hips so right stacks on top of left. Right hand can come towards hip if that feels good for you. Right hand can reach up towards sky ceiling. Left fingertips on the floor. You can challenge by taking them away. Press into that right heel. Flex those toes. Take one more breath. Bend through that left knee. You're coming up to your warrior two. Ooh, that transition's tough, especially after that left leg is getting fatigued. Sink deep into that left knee. Reach those arms. Gaze over the left fingers for three. Tucking that tail, sinking deep for two. And for one, cartwheel those arms towards the floor. Pivot on the back right toes. Step left foot back to meet the right. Coming into your high plank. Taking another breath here. Lower down chaturanga. You can go straight back to your down dog if that feels better. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, back. Okay, coming high on both toes. Bending those knees, looking to the hands, taking a nice big step forward here. Inhale to your flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale to chair. Sweep the arms up. Sink deep into your chair. Okay, we're gonna do a little balance work and a little lower body chair work here. Okay, keep the arms up overhead. If it feels better for you to come to heart center, take it there. Take one more big breath in and out. Inhale to stand. If your arms were overhead, lower them to the heart center and come into tree pose. Left foot will stay down, right foot comes to the inside of that leg. Option to have the toes on the floor. If your balance is completely off today, take it there, either below the knee or up and above the knee. Choosing the option for you will flow with those arms from here. Sweep the arms up on the inhale. Exhale them down to heart center. Good, two more times. Thinking of that right knee opening away from the body here. Exhale from the center of the body. Oh dear, last one, breath in. My balance is off today. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Taking a moment here, if you want to give yourself a challenge in your tree pose, maybe looking over your left shoulder, testing that balance, breathing for three, or looking forward, finding that drishti, that balance point for two. And for one, okay, listen up, draw that right knee in and up. Sink the left knee low, option to stay in single side chair or option to come into double. You can choose arms overhead, whatever feels good for you for 3, for 2, and for 1. Come on up, hands towards heart center, balance right leg, choosing your foot position for the left, below the knee, above the knee, on the floor. We start with the arms. Take a breath in, sweep the arms up. Exhale the heart center. 2 more times, breath in. Thinking of coming out of the hips here. We don't want to pop into that right hip. We want to stack right over top, long line. Last one, breath in. Exhale out to heart center. Option, maybe testing the balance, looking over the right shoulder. Ooh, catches me every time. 4, taking that drishti points forward for 3, for 2, and for 1, bringing that knee forward and up. Option to hold it there, sinking deep into your single side chair or taking that left foot down. You choose where you are at today. Breathing here for 3, for 2, and for 1, forward fold over those legs. This is going to be your final flow of the morning. Inhale to your flat back. Exhale, plant the hands down. I keep saying morning. It's morning for me. Take a step back into your plank. Good. Option here, lower the knees. Chaturanga, hug those elbows in. Up dog, baby cobra. Take it back to a beautiful wide child's pose here. Resting the forehead down. Breathing into that back body. Taking 1 more inhale as you are. And from here, we'll shift it forward. Swinging those legs around. Again, another awkward transition. Taking those feet, taking those legs out so that the heels are towards the corner of your mat. Making sure that those feet are flexed nice and tall. Tall feet flexed. Now let's pull the toes up and in. Nice foot flexion. Take an inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale those arms parallel to the floor. Palms facing in. Now tuck your tail under. We're going to roll ourselves super slow into our final shavasana this morning. I did it again today. Taking your time, vertebrae by vertebrae, keeping the toes pulled up, active legs the whole time. And once you've made it down, if there's any other shape you'd like to take, otherwise taking those arms out to the side, palms facing up. Breathing here. Just noticing if there's any change or shift. From a beautiful flow, a little variety. And just notice, and just be aware. I am going to let you stay in your shavasana this morning, this afternoon, or this evening, for as long as you need. Take it, enjoy the stillness, enjoy the connection to yourself in whatever way that is for you, emotionally, with the breath, with the physical body. Stay here for as long as you need today. Thank you so much for joining me in the practice. Stay, everybody, when you're there. Have a wonderful rest of your day, wherever that is for you. Amazing, amazing job.